Welcome to Nunzio's weekly discussion event. Each week I meet someone in this lovely park and try to help them out with a problem that they are having. All of the conversations are inspired by emails posted on a blog in Brooklyn, New York. Today I will be talking with someone who wants to be called Joe from Brooklyn. Joe will not be compensated for this appearance. He offers it in the hope that others with the same problem will profit from Nunzio's sage advice. Hello, Joe. What seems to be the problem?
My neighbors, in the building next door, cook curry. All the time curry. And I hate it. I hate the smell of curry so much it literally makes me gag. I do not know what to do. Their kitchen must be directly behind my closet, so all my stuff smells like curry. I had to remove all of the clothes, so now I have this enormous empty closet. If I keep the closet doors closed, the apartment smells a little less. I have considered moving because of this. Nunzio, please help me. What are your suggestions?
Joe, take a day off. Use it to find a place that is far from neighbors. Maybe like back in the suburbs. Living here in Brooklyn is cheek to jowl. You should have known.
I've lived in New York City my entire life. I've lived in Brooklyn for 26 years, born in the Lower East Side. I have never, and I mean never ever, smelled anything like this before. Ever. I've lived next to Russians in Marine Park, Puerto Ricans in East New York, Jamaicans in Bed-Stuy, and I've never had a problem smelling other people's food. This is extreme. So, Nunzio, get the fuck out of here with that go back to the suburbs bullshit. I am no fucking transplant. And I am not a fucking hipster.
I'm surprised to learn that you are a native New Yorker, Joe. Nothing about your complaints suggested that you have lived among others in close quarters. Sorry. I do apologize for jumping to the conclusion that you are a suburban transplant. Or worse, a hipster, whatever that is. So now that I know you are experienced with third world and other ethnic cultures, I've got to wonder if you are the only one smelling this curry smell. Like, do you live alone, or do you live with others who do not seem to be bothered by this intense curry smell? Don't bother responding, Joe. I think I know the answer. If you are the only one smelling it, then I'm talking about the possibility that you have a clinical condition, like a brain tumor. Now don't get worried, it's probably not a brain tumor, but still a variety of things can go wrong with one's sense of smell. If you are the only one smelling it, then it may be phantasmia, which is phantom smells. There are people who suffer from parasmia, which is a distortion of the sense of smell. In other words, there really is an odor there, but the patient, person, does not perceive it correctly. A fresh bowl of banana may smell like, oh, I don't know, curry. In one particular form of parasmia, cacosmia, the patient frequently smells shit when this odor is not actually present. Like the previous, I'm suggesting a possible curryosmia, the smelling of curry which is not there. I hope this helps, Joe.
You must be joking or being facetious. But, okay. I'll play. I'll also ignore the third world comment, as I really don't know what that was supposed to mean. I now live alone. I did have someone crashing with me for a while, like 8 months. He would come in the house and remark on the smell. He would go outside and remark on the smell. Once I used a bag that I had buried in the bottom of my closet, where the smell is strongest, so now I could not use my closet at all because it makes all my clothes smell like curry. And a friend at work asked me if I had been eating Indian food. My neighbors have also talked to me about the smell, but it's not nearly as strong because they live in the front, so are not directly affected. So they live in the front apartment, the curry cookers live in the back apartment next to mine, and the people in the front apartment in my building can smell the cooking. So, no. Your comment did not help, Nunzio.
Okay then, Joe, so maybe it's not any of those things like a tumor or a medical condition. I'm definitely not teasing or joking. That would be needlessly cruel. You are obviously suffering enough to have presented your issue in public in the hope that someone could help you solve it. I could not resist trying to help. Granted that I was initially not impressed with your problem, since I was thinking you deserved it, because you were a know-nothing transplant from some suburb where curry is not a known food or spice. Since you set me straight, I'm feeling almost as helpless as you about those pervasive and disgusting odors. By the way, just for information purposes, the term third world continues to be used colloquially to describe the poorest countries in the world. You mentioned living next to people of some mighty poor countries, like Jamaicans for example, so I referred to your experience with the third world. Also, Jamaicans make some pretty excellent curry too. But I digress. Anyway, getting back to a solution. Why not try talking to these people or person, telling them that they should get an exhaust fan, or be aware that their smells are as disturbing as loud music, or worse. Just knowing that they are disturbing someone might help them to tone it down a bit. A little paranoia goes a long way. You might use the old ploy of representing a neighborhood association, so that you don't sound like you are just the local curmudgeon. A grumpy guy, Joe. You can get the address and apartment number with a reverse search, and even sometimes a landline number. Then either, depending on your comfort with confrontation, call anonymously, and don't forget to dial *67 first. Or send a letter. That's right, a letter with a stamp still carries a certain weight, because hardly anyone sends them anymore. It will look more official, and if they are here illegally, then it will scare them too. Maybe they will go back to their third world country. The last would be to ring the doorbell, wearing a gas mask while they are cooking, or when the smell is strongest in your place. I don't think you will have to say anything, and you'll have the added protection of not being easily identified, because the gas mask will cover your face. Now that's positively the last thing that I can think of. Good luck, Joe. Let us know how this works out.